Hey everybody,
Hey.
it's Glenn and Teresa from Barely Retired, and we just finished week one of our cruise where we totally failed to post an update every day like we said we would. I think we got a little caught up in the mix, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're new to this.
We're new to sleeping in till noon and.
Oh, no. I meant we're new to the YouTube. What are you talking about?
I'm just playing.
We're new to making content, so apparently it takes discipline, something that we might, I guess, we seem to be struggling with a little bit. So I'm gonna zoom this in a little bit. Oh, that's better. That's a little better. So anyways, so we're gonna talk about what happened this week. And I took a lot of video and a lot of B-roll. I wanted to do shorts for updates every day, but on day 2 I did a short and I uploaded it and immediately got a copyright violation, and I became very paranoid because every time you're doing video on the ship, there's music playing somewhere, and I can edit the music out in certain circumstances, but this was literally a live music performance. And most of the time, live performances are not going to get struck because it's a live performance, and most artists will allow that. But in this case, that particular artist, I'm not going to name, it was immediately a strike. So I just decided to wait. But anyway, so we went through the back-to-back process where all we had to do was go down to deck 6, and we went into the Atlantic restaurant. We hung out there for about, how long would you say?
We got there at 9:15 and it was like 11. Was it 11?
When we left?
Yeah, about that.
No,
about 10:30.
Yeah, it was like 10.
It was about 10:30.
Yeah, it was about 10:30. And
just before passengers started getting on.
Right. And so but it's cool because you just hang out there. You never have to get off the ship, and then the border patrol comes in, or CBP or somebody comes in, and they check your passport card or whatever you have for your ID, and that's it. And then you're free to wander around the ship. We took a little video of us when we were wandering because it's all the hallways, everything's empty. It's freaking amazing.
We literally got side by side and held hands and stretched out as far as we could across the aisle because nobody else was there and we could. The staff was laughing at us.
We were being pretty obnoxious. We were covering like a 14-foot hallway, but and then also the DJ was already playing music, spinning tunes in the main theater,
and there was nobody.
And there's
nobody there.
Literally, not another human being on any of the decks that face the main theater, other than employees of the cruise line and us. And so we just went up to the bridge where it overlooks where the DJ is, and we started dancing to the music, and he thought it was hilarious. He was waving at us and stuff. We played around with that. But anyway, so the back-to-back process is really simple and easy. And if you've never been back-to-back on a cruise, I personally think that that time after you get out of the check-in for back-to-back is the greatest time on the ship. Because if you're going to explore the ship, it's way more fun to explore the ship when it's empty. So you're not having to fight crowds. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Yeah. And we were the first people to get pizza.
That's true. We're literally the first people to get pizza.
Yes. If you've ever been on Carnival ships, they have pizza that they serve all day until midnight.
It's the coastal.
Closes at midnight.
Coastal slice. Yeah.
And on some ships, it's on the Lido deck, outside. But on Carnival, it's on deck 8, inside. And
on the Jubilee.
What did I say?
You said on Carnival.
Oh, On the Jubilee,
it's not the same on every ship.
No, it's different. So sometimes it's on the Lido deck, but on the Jubilee, it's on deck 8 inside. And so we were already on deck 8 because that's where our muster station was, and we went to guest services. So after we left guest services, we were like, ooh, let's have pizza.
And this
no
is,
line.
Yeah, no line. This is the thing. It's the most relaxing moment of your cruise life, is that time when you're on this ship. There's just employees. There's several bars open. There's the Coastal Slice is open. Guys doesn't open till a little bit later, but the point is...
The coffee place is open too.
And the coffee place is open, right. And nobody's there except you and whoever else is on back to back.
And it's going to be the only time you're ever first in line for anything.
Yes. There's probably like 40 of us, maybe, that went through the back to back. And anyway, yeah. So there's that. So let's talk about the week. So...
Last week or this week?
Last week. We got to recap because we didn't really give information to people. So the first thing is on day 1, embarkation was really easy. I took some video of that I'll try to put on here of arrival and the difference between the priority line and the regular line, which, Teresa's kind of a cruise princess, really, when you think about it, because you've never had to go through the regular line. You've always done priority because you're with me, and I already had, either I would buy faster the fun, or I already had the platinum status. So,
because I never went on a cruise until I got with this guy.
So there's a big difference there. If you can buy Faster the Fun, you should. The way that Faster the Fun works is you can buy Faster the Fun prior to the cruise, but it's limited. They don't let everyone just pay for Faster the Fun. There's a limited number of spots on each cruise, and it runs out. So you want to get it early if you can, if you want to do it. But it is worth it because you get priority boarding, you get priority debarkation when you leave, and believe me, that comes in handy. If you haven't cruised before, or you don't have, platinum or diamond, it's totally worth it. I mean, 100%. And that's not the only thing. Even when you're on port days, you get priority debarkation, or if it's a port that requires a tender, which is a little boat that takes you from your ship to the shore, you get priority on those, so you don't have to stand around and wait for those. So highly, highly recommend. It's like, I don't remember the last time I bought priority. It was, I think Faster the Fun was $125. And for the cabin, and believe me, it's worth it. Let's see. So we got on the ship. What was the first thing we did?
Excuse me. The first day, or like?
Yeah, as soon as we boarded.
As soon as we boarded.
What was the first thing we did? Do you remember?
We came to the room. We got our sell-in sign card.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was another thing. Just real quick. So I think I might have already said this before, because when we were going in the door, but when you board the ship, you want to, if you have a suite, your room is going to be ready before they say it's going to be available, because you'll see on your boarding pass, that it says your room's available after 1:30 p.m. or something like that. Well, if you have a suite, it is available. They do those first, because they know suite passengers have priority, and they're probably going to get on earlier, so they have the rooms ready. But even if you don't, these guys are really efficient. They get through these rooms and get them cleaned and ready to go very quickly. So your room is probably going to be ready before 1:30. So what you do is you just go back. There's a door that's going to be closed on your deck before you get into the hallway where the rooms are. Just go in that door. Nobody's going to stop you. Nobody's going to care. Look around, find your room. And if the room's ready, then you can just walk in and your key will already be there, right? If your room's not ready, then you can just introduce yourself to your room attendant and say hello, and then if there's something you want to leave in the room, you could probably do it anyway. I don't think they would care. And then you have to leave until it's done. But believe me, you might get lucky. I mean, we get lucky on that a lot, right?
Yeah, but we're normally in a suite, so it's usually already.
Well, that's true. Like even on Christmas when we had the balcony rooms, we got in there pretty early.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so there's that. So what do we do then?
We had to wait for our luggage, so we went out. We went out to the Lido deck and hung out there for just a little while, and yeah, we stayed out there for quite a little while. And then they had the sail away party, and then shortly after that, we came back to the room and our luggage was already here. Like we've had times where our luggage didn't get into the room until like after dinner.
Like as late as 8 p.m.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think one time there was like some of our luggage came, and then I think another piece of our luggage didn't come until later, like 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. But most of the time it's not. We don't have to wait that long for our luggage. Mm-hmm. But when we came back before dinner, our luggage was already here. And so we unpacked. It helps us to kind of like unpack, get a little organized in our room, put the things where we want to have them. I like to hang all my clothes, I just get them like unfolded and stuff like that. Put our toiletries in the bathroom. Just kind of let everything find its place. And I think that's real important, especially if you're going to be here back to back, or, a 7-day cruise is a long time. So you want to kind of have things to where you're not constantly having to reopen your bag or, look for something. So there's storage space underneath the bed. And so what helps us is to just unpack, get everything out of the bags, and then you close them back up and stick them under the bed, and then they're out of the way. They're not out, and you don't have to trip over them or walk around them constantly. They're just under the bed, and they stay there.
Yeah, and there's plenty of storage in the room, too. Mm-hmm. All the rooms have really adequate storage for you. There's drawers to put things in. There's, the closets and everything. And just because we're in a suite, I'm not saying that just because it's a suite. I've been in every room type on the ship, and they're all pretty well laid out. Some of them are small because that's what you get what you pay for, I guess. But that's okay. I mean, you're still going to have room for your stuff. Mm-hmm. And there's always going to be, you're going to have a king bed or 2 twin beds, and you'll have room under the beds to put your suitcases and get them out of the way. So they're going to be there for our whole voyage. They're under the bed. Also, we didn't mention, when you first board, you're going to get assigned your muster station, right? Well, the muster station is going to be on your sailing sign card. You can see mine. Ours is B8 right there. You get assigned your muster station and you go there immediately. Because if you can get there before everyone else, then you're not going to fight a crowd to go check in. And they've made it really simple now. All you do is you show them your sailing sign card and they scan it. Or if you have your ticket, they'll scan your boarding pass, I should say. They'll scan your boarding pass and you're done. They check you in.
There's a video that they show on Channel 13, I think, on the TV, which goes through in depth all of the safety features and requirements and warnings and all of that stuff. So instead of you having to wait at the muster station for everybody to get there before they give you all the information, they just come, you go, they scan your boarding pass or your sailing sign card, and then you can go to your room and watch the video at your leisure. All the information is there, so they're giving you the safety information. You just don't have to wait for everybody else to get there before you can leave.
That said, if I recall this correctly, on every ship in the fleet, they have at least 2 times a year where they have to do the old school method, where you actually have to sit in a room and have a presentation and all of that.
That happened on our last cruise.
That's right.
Our cruise in March.
Yeah,
we had to sit there and wait for everybody to get there before they went through the information.
Yeah, and it's just luck of the draw, like how that happens. If you get the cruise where they do it, it's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah, but it happens every 6 months that they have to do that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but anyway, so we got settled in. We unpacked. That's the first thing we always like to do is get unpacked and settled in. Because really, what else are you going to do? Like, okay, so we've been cruising for a while. Like, I don't really care about the sail away party, personally. I don't want to go and be up there with a bunch of people twerking and fooling around and, you know, running around like drinking and all that stuff. I mean, not that I don't drink, but just that party atmosphere. If you like that party atmosphere, it's pretty awesome. Like the sail away party is a lot of fun. But if you're not really into that, well then, you know, get settled into your room. Don't worry about it. You don't need to run. You don't need to run to do anything on a cruise ship. All right? You just relax. And if you do whatever you want. If you want to sleep, sleep. If you want to get off the boat at the port, get off the boat at the port. If you don't, stay on the boat. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean. So, but yeah, so then we spent the rest of that day just kind of hanging out. The casino opened later. We went to the casino for a while. I don't know if we saw, I don't remember the order of the days that we saw the shows, but we can talk about the shows that we saw. I know the first night we did comedy, right? We saw one of the comedians.
Dude, we should really do the recap every day because
okay. The water's under the bridge. The water's under the bridge.
I can't remember.
I know. Well, I mean, so we just decided to do this unscripted and just talk to y'all because I think that's better, personally. You know, we might do some things with scripted topics, some videos, but this is just a recap of the week. So, but basically, where did we have dinner that first night? Do you remember?
Yes, we went to Chibang.
Oh, yeah. So the first night we went to Chibang. Chibang was right next to our muster stations, where the muster station is.
It was our muster station.
Or it is the muster station, yeah. So we I guess it kind of got it in our heads. So we went down there to eat at the Chibang restaurant. If you've never been on a Carnival cruise, Chibang is a blend. It's a crazy blend between Mexican and Chinese food.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but it's not bad.
It doesn't make sense when you hear it, but when you eat there, it's actually, I like it. There's people who don't.
Good.
There's a lot of people who hate it, but it's just because it's weird.
It's definitely weird. It doesn't taste bad. It's just different.
I mean, the dishes are actually, each dish is good, right? So there's a Mexican side to the menu and a Chinese side to the menu. So you could order a traditional Chinese meal, like, you know.
Like Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I mean, you can just order regular Chinese food, or you can order a Mexican food, or you can order a mix.
There are some dishes that they kind of like, you know, they do that true fusion. Like, for example, egg drop soup. I like egg drop soup. But they have like peas and corn and tomatoes in it, or maybe not peas, but like corn and tomatoes, I think, is in the egg drop soup. It has that Mexican flair to it, but it's egg drop soup. And I'm like, first time I had it, I mean, it didn't taste bad, but I'm like, what is in here? Is this
You know what
corn?
made me laugh just now when you said that? I didn't even notice what was in the soup. I just ate it. I drank it right out of the bowl. I was hungry.
He turned it up, man.
It was good, though. It was good.
He didn't really.
Yes, I did.
You did not pick up the bowl and drink it.
I did two delicate spoonfuls, and then I picked up the bowl and drank out of it.
No, you did not.
I did. You just didn't even see. I do it so much you don't even notice. Now this week she's gonna notice.
He does it when I turn away. He does it when I'm not looking.
Oh. But anyway, so we had dinner. We saw a show. We saw a comedy show.
Just June was on here, and she is fantastic.
Oh gosh, she's so funny. I mean,
she is an older...
She has a mouth on her, but she's funny.
She does. She's an older lady, and she was a former U.S. Marine Corps...
she's a veteran.
And she is just hilarious. We enjoyed her show a lot. So plug for Just June.
She reminded me of Whoopi Goldberg a lot.
I did not get that at all.
Really?
No.
Well, it's been a while since we've seen Whoopi Goldberg do comedy. So, but anyways, so we saw a comedy show. We went to the casino, goofed around, doing that, and then that was the end of the first day. Day 2, what did we do in the morning? Slept.
We did, because it was a sea day.
Yeah. But now sea day is great because, and you already know what I'm going to say. What is the best thing about sea days? The best
thing about sea days is sea day brunch.
Mm-hmm.
And they serve it until noon. So we get up at like 11. And
well, you got to get up in time for sea day brunch.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So we get up at 11, take a shower, put our name in, like we check in like around 11:30, 11:45, I don't know, whenever we get out of here.
Hey man, as long as you hit that button to check in on the app before the place closes, you're in.
Yep.
So,
and we weren't alone. There was a lot of people, like it still showed a 30-minute wait whenever we checked in. So anyway, so there was a lot of people still in there whenever we went in there. But yeah, great little breakfast, brunch, whatever.
And the cool thing about sea day brunch, there's a wide variety of things on the menu. You can order fresh eggs, and so because if you get scrambled eggs or an omelet, they might make it with a pre-made, like the pre-done eggs.
Yes.
Right. Not that they're artificial. They're not, and no powdered eggs, none of that. But I think they have a carton of eggs.
I don't know.
Is the way they do it. Well, anyways, we always order fresh eggs.
We order fresh eggs.
So you can get fresh eggs. You can get, the fruit is fantastic. It looks terrific. This is for every sea day brunch we've ever been on, I think, really.
They have French toast.
The coffee.
Waffles.
The coffee's good.
Order regular coffee, and it's not on the menu, but I have discovered that you can order a latte, and they will bring you a latte in, the fancy little cup.
And it's got it's a little, it's got everything you need there.
Yeah.
So breakfast was fantastic. Leisurely day. We're finished with breakfast by like 12:45, right?
Yep. And then we go and we walk around. We took a walk that first day, I think. We went up. I think we're going to try to do mini golf, and we tried.
We played 2 holes of mini golf.
The line was really long. Oh, announcement time.
I'm going to pause it.
Well, a very good day, Carnival Jubilee family. This is...
Okay, so we paused for the whatever that was, the announcement. Because what they do on embarkation day is they constantly come over the intercom and remind people to go to muster stations, because there are usually a bunch of new cruisers who blow it off and start drinking. And the problem is the ship can't leave until every single person has been to their muster station. So sometimes it gets so bad that they'll actually call the person's name out on the intercom.
You do not want your name called out on the first day, because everybody
everybody start yelling at you.
Glenn Pena!
Yeah.
Get to your muster station, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you don't want to be that person. But anyways, so basically, this video is getting kind of long, so we'll cut things short here, I think. But basically, what you're doing on the cruise is you're getting up on sea days. We'll talk about sea days versus port days. How about that? On the sea days, you're getting up in time to go to brunch. You go to brunch. After brunch, you can do whatever you want. You can go to the casino. There's always shows. There's trivia. Here on Jubilee, there's trivia in the, what's it called? Backyard? No.
Summer Landing.
Summer Landing. That's it. So Summer Landing. The cool thing about Summer Landing is there's tables that you can sit at there. And And that's where people bring their games. You know, if you bring board games, or like we brought a backgammon set as well as cards, we'll go in there and play double solitaire or backgammon with each other. And
we've seen people with, sets of dominoes playing 42 or, whatever. So, yeah, you can bring your games and set it up and have a good old time back there. And, again, we're coming, with this about from the retired aspect. If you're cruising with kids, you're gonna be getting up early, right? Because those kids are not gonna let you sleep in. So
wait a minute. If you're with kids, you get those kids to the daycare on the ship.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to worry about them anymore.
What are they called? What's it called? The campfire kids, or
camp something? I don't know. Camp Carnival.
Camp Ocean.
Camp Ocean.
Yeah.
Well, there's different names depending on the ages.
For the ages. Yeah.
But the point is, the kids will, like, I know with her daughter, she was resistant at first, and then what happens is they go once, and then the next day they're like, bye, and they run off to the camp, because that's where all the kids are. Yeah, and I would not recommend bringing an infant on a cruise, unless you really have a life goal for them to be platinum or diamond before they're 5 years old. I mean, we met some like that, which was crazy. Like,
and it's cool, to have kids that are well traveled.
I don't mind kids. No, it's not that I mind kids. It's just,
I know.
It's like, it just seems
like it doesn't seem like a vacation for the parents.
Yeah. Like, it would be miserable to like have to just go through. It's hot up on deck. It's, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on around the ship, and you're walking around with a kid. I don't know. That just seems not the best choice. My opinion. I don't know. But anyway, so then on port days, you're going to stop in the port and you have a decision to make. Now, you may have planned ahead of time for an excursion to go and explore something at the port. That's great. That's easy. You'll get your port tickets, you'll get your excursion tickets, and you'll know exactly where to go and exactly what to do, right? And it's going to be guided. So if you get your excursion from Carnival, then you're guaranteed not to miss the boat, because every excursion, if there's a delay on an excursion, the boat has to wait. They will not leave you. Now, if you do your own thing, which we did that this past week on one of the ports, we did our own thing. If you miss the boat, you miss the boat. You better fly to the next destination, or you're done.
Which means you better have your passport with you.
That's right. When you leave the boat, you need to have your passport, because if you are stranded in that country and you do not have a passport card will not get you an airplane ticket. You have to have a physical passport. Well, guess what you're going to do? You're going to be stuck in that country, and you're going to have to go to the U.S. Embassy and get your passport replaced. Well, I don't even know how long that would take. Seems like it would take a while. So, don't mess that up. But anyway, for these ports, first day was Costa Maya, right? Roatan. Isla Tropical, which is...
Isla. It's Isla Tropical.
Isla. Who cares? Yeah, I think it's Isla, actually. But anyway, Isla Tropical is what I'm going with. I'm going with it.
Isla Tropical.
I don't think that's right. We'll argue about that later. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we will.
If that's the worst thing we argue about.
I know, right?
I don't think we got to worry. But anyway, Isla Tropical, it used to be called something else. It was Carnival. It's Carnival's owned island. The comedian on the ship called it the Fake Village. He's like, "Did you enjoy your day at the Fake Village?" But
that was a funny guy.
Yeah. But you can do excursions from there, and they have shopping in there and other things. And then there's a pretty decent beach, and we'll do videos breaking all that down another time. Back when we're home, we'll do some videos for you on that. But What did we do that day? When we got off the boat and we did.
Oh, we won a excursion.
Oh yeah, I won an excursion in the casino. It was like a giveaway, a raffle.
Yeah, they had a drawing.
And they called my name, so that was kind of cool. And so we got a free excursion. We did snorkeling and stuff like that. The snorkeling at Roatan is okay. It was not fantastic. Well, at least where we were, it was not fantastic. It was decent. We saw a lot of tropical fish and stuff like that, but it wasn't. I mean, I've snorkeled all over the world, and this is it's pretty good. I mean, it's worth doing. Anyway, and we did a catamaran trip. If you guys ever see an excursion for a catamaran trip, don't sweat it's not what a lot of people think a catamaran means like it's like a flat open thing with a sail in the middle and stuff like that. But most of these catamarans are a lot like boats. Like it's a catamaran, but it has a covered awning over the middle part, and it's lots of seating
around the perimeter.
Yeah. So it's really a boat that has a sail on it, and it's a catamaran. Anyway, so we did that day, and then the next day at Costa Maya, did we stay on the boat?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
We did not get off the boat that day. We just stayed in. The excursions that they had listed for Costa Maya were not great, and so there were not a lot of choice. I think there were 9 choices.
Something like
excursions of the perimeters that we set, because I think you have when we look at excursions, you look at 4 stars and up.
Yeah, I always filter out the
with the filters that we had set, it only showed 9 excursions, and some of them were things that we
zip lining,
were already doing, or things that we were not interested in.
Yeah.
So we just stay on the boat, and we've been in the port at Costa Maya before, and so we kind of knew what shops were there, and there was no need for us to really.
But the shopping is cool in the port of Costa Maya.
Yeah, it is. There's lots of different shops in there, and like there's this one jewelry place that we bought jewelry at one time, and so there's really great places. We had just already been there before, and so we didn't feel like getting off the boat, so we just spent that day relaxing. Just chilling, and
so we should be talking about a couple things about port days where you don't get off the ship. First of all, at least 3/4 of the ship is left, right? They all get off the boat. So if you hang out on the boat, it's awesome. Like it's a great time to do a spa day, or a great time to go to the restaurant that is always busy, or that you don't get to go to, or things like that. That's a great time to do that stuff.
Or a hot tub. Go to the hot tub because, a lot of people are off the ship, so it's not as crowded. If you ever go to the adult only deck, that's a really great time to do that. So yeah. Things to keep in mind whenever you go to port. Don't stop in the duty-free shop. Whenever you get off the boat and you're walking, you have to walk through the duty-free shop. And it's like, don't stop. Because I
want to just talk to all the oblivious people. I call them the oblivious. That are on a cruise ship. You know who you are. I know or you've been with one. I know if you've been with one, you know who they are. It is the most annoying thing when you're dealing with people who are not even aware that there are hundreds of people around them, and that like the duty free at most of these ports, you have to walk through this little shop to get out the other side.
The aisle is like that big.
Well, that's Cozumel. The aisle's really small, but there's just not a lot of space, right? So if you're like wandering and you just go, and you start looking around and you stop, there's people standing behind you going, bro.
The flow of traffic depends on you.
So be aware of your surroundings when you get off the ship. That's the point, right?
Step to the side if you're going to pause.
Yeah, move over, most people are patient and kind, but in their head they're screaming. At least that's what I do. In my head, I'm like, ah, move.
I know my words are shown on my face. I don't say them, but I think I show them.
But anyway, and also there's nothing in the duty free shop that you need. Trust me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you get like $6 off a bottle of alcohol or something if you want to buy it. But I mean, what you would have to pay at home, you know. But anyways, so.
But on the way back, you're going to have to show you have to have so, okay, like you do your excursion, you're on the way back, you're trying to get on the ship, so you have to walk back through the duty-free shop. Well, do you have to show your ID before you go through the duty-free shop or after? It's before you go through the duty-free shop.
Yeah, but that's when you're coming back on the ship.
Yes, I know. That's
Okay, yeah.
Right before you go through the duty-free shop, you have to show your sailing sign card or your birth certificate or passport, whatever. You have to show it.
Every port's different. I mean, there are like Grand Cayman. There is no duty free shop. It's just open, but you still have to show your ID. They won't let you in the port area without your ID.
So I'm just saying, be ready to have that. So like whenever you get back from your excursion, or if you're shopping around and you decide, hey, okay, it's time to go back to the ship. Get all that stuff ready so that whenever you get back to the duty-free shop, you're not digging through your purse trying to get out your ID or whatever. I'm just, whatever.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And then same thing whenever you get back to the ship. Once you get back to the ship, you're going to have to, everything that you buy in port, your bag that you take out, it has to go through the scanner whenever you come back in. So they'll scan your sailing sign card. You'll have to go through the metal detector, and your stuff will also have to go through the scanner. There is a bin, so that like if you take towels out on your excursion, there's a bin that you can dump your wet towels in, so you don't have to take them back up to your room.
And there are people who believe, for some reason, erroneously, that the towels you get in your stateroom cannot leave the ship, or that you have to bring them back to your stateroom instead of just turning them in when you board the ship. There's a little, at the port, there's a little thing, like she said, to put your wet towels or your used towels in. And then you get new towels from your room attendant when you come back upstairs. But there are people who actually believe that they're going to get charged a fee if they don't bring the towel back. That's not true.
No, I mean, you only get charged the fee if you leave the ship, like the crew, it's day 7 and you're back at port and you leave with the towels. Yeah, you're going to get charged then.
Yeah, that's probably.
But not in the middle of the cruise.
You might get a letter with a charge. That's probably true. But
they're not going to charge you daily for taking your towels out on your excursion. That's what they're meant for.
Well, grab that note. It says, take me, what does it say?
It says, take me out, sun needed.
I mean, it's pretty clear, right?
Please enjoy these beach towels while on board or at shore. These are the only towels allowed off the ship and must be returned to your stateroom. Well, it does say it must be returned to your stateroom.
Oh my goodness.
If not returned, your sell sign account will be billed $22 per towel. New towels are available for purchase. Just ask your stateroom attendant.
Well, that's wrong.
Anyway, they have a bin. Everybody knows, they have a bin, and they tell you, drop your wet towels here. So.
That's wrong. What? We've never been charged for towels.
No, I know. Well, because I know.
It's
a little contradictory. I'm not in the frame. It's a little contradictory.
That's so weird.
It says to use them at shore, but it says they are the only towels allowed off the ship and must be returned to your stateroom.
That doesn't even make sense.
Well, I mean, you do return them, so they're returned whenever you come back onto the ship and. But
it's like nobody's like scanning your badge. You just throw them in a basket when you walk back in.
Oh, I know.
That's weird. I'm gonna have to ask John Heel, brand ambassador for Carnival, about that.
Ping him on Facebook. Yeah, that's a little contradictory. I mean,
so I'm giving you bad info. You know.
I mean, it's not bad
Your
info.
your mileage may vary.
It's what everybody does. So
Yeah.
they just need to update their communication.
Either that or we've been doing it wrong and I need to look closer at our bill.
They're not charging us.
Oh, but I guess that lady that was...
And you do look at the bill, so you would know if there was...
I would have seen it. Yeah.
6, or
I would have.
4 in this case.
I mean, if I'm looking closely,
bills.
if I'm looking closely enough to say that maybe we were tipping too much every day or we're doing something else, then I probably would have seen $22.
Are we tipping too much? Is there too much?
So when we're on the ship, we have a drink package on the ship. If we order drinks,
I mean, if we're tipping too much with each drink, it's probably because we're drinking.
No, we're not. As far as anybody knows, we're not. No, but we have a drink package through the casino on the ship, and it's free drinks anywhere on the ship, which is great. It's convenient, right? When we have someone who brings us drinks, like a waiter, even though it's free, they'll give you a thing to sign that says $0 on it. We always add an extra tip, $1 or $2 per drink to help out the server, but we can talk about gratuities another time. So the next port was Cozumel, and at Cozumel we did something unique, a little different. I know of this place that I've been to many times called Nachi Kokam, NACHICOCOM, and they have a website where you can sign up for a. It's not an excursion. It's just you have to take a cab there, but it's just like 15 minutes down the road from the port. It's really no big deal. So you come out, get off the ship like normal. You're on your own now. So you got to make sure you get back in time before the last call for everybody to board. But as long as you're comfortable doing that, Nachiko.com is awesome. Like, I cannot recommend it enough. Nachiko.com is the website. They only allow it's a resort that they only allow 125 people a day on. Well, what does that mean? It means that you've got a beautiful beach that's really smooth. You don't need water shoes or anything like that. You can walk right out into the water, and everybody has a beach chair with palapas that are providing some good shade. There's multiple bars. There's a pool with a hot tub. The whole nine. Changing rooms, bathrooms. The bathrooms were very clean. I don't know what the ladies' room was like.
It was very clean. There was always someone in and out of there. Because, whenever you're coming in from the beach, you've got sand on your feet or whatever, or, you're in your swimsuit, so you're dripping water everywhere. There was always someone coming in with a little mop, so that the floors were not, there was not any standing water in the
mm-hmm.
bathroom, is what I'm trying to say.
And then you'll get shown to your chair, to your seating, and then you'll have your own waiter that comes immediately.
And that waiter, I found out that waiter that comes to your, chairs, he's with you the entire time. So mm-hmm. When you want to order food, you can order food from your lounge chair, and then when it's ready, he comes and tells you, mm-hmm. and then you can go to we did it wrong. So,
yeah, we went and sat down and waited forever.
We did. We went to the lounge chairs, and we went and swam in the ocean, and then we got out. We went to the pool, swam in the pool, got in the hot tub for a little bit. And then, since we were there, because the restrooms were right there and the restaurant was right there, while we were there at the pool, we were like, oh, are you hungry? Okay, yeah, let's go eat. And so we didn't even talk to our attendant. We just went and sat at the table. Well,
they would have brought the food out to us at the beach chairs where we were.
They would have, or they could have said, hey, your food is ready. You can.
Right.
Do you want it out here, or do you want to come to the table? So,
right. Yeah.
So we ended up sitting at the table for a long time because we just did everything at the restaurant, and so it took some time. if you're out enjoying yourself and you say, hey, I'm going to order some food, he can take your order there, and then you can keep swimming or doing whatever, and then whenever it's time for your food, you know, they can come get you and you can eat. But we just went to the restaurant and sat there and sat there and sat there. That was my only complaint, was that it took a long time for the food to come to the table.
Yeah, but it's a great place. I cannot recommend it enough. Just pay attention to the time. It is close enough to the port that you can leave with an hour to spare and get back on the ship in plenty of time.
When we were getting ready to go, our little attendant Felipe, he was like, do you need your cab? How long? Like, he was, you know, saying, are you going to go change? Do you want your cab in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes? Like, how long do you want?
And they made sure cabs got there quickly, and we didn't have to wait very long. And we needed to be back on board by 3:30. We left Nachicocom at 2:30, and we went back, and we actually went to the pharmacy to get some medicine. Nothing big. It's mostly preventative stuff, but you know, the pharmacies in Mexico are great in terms of getting medications that you would normally have to have a prescription for. So we went and did that, and then we still had plenty of time to get back on the ship. We could have even probably stopped if we wanted to drink before we got on the ship. We could have if we wanted to, but we didn't, because by then we were pretty exhausted. So so we came back on the ship, and I think we immediately took a nap for like...
We were wiped out.
Yeah.
And I got sun, y'all. This guy, look, he's so brown. He just goes out in the sun and he gets brown. I brown after I turn red like a lobster.
No, you brown when the freckles all grow together. That's what happens.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But
I am a little bit more brown. I mean, not really, but
there's some red.
Just agree with me.
There's color. That's
true.
You have color.
Yeah.
You were kissed by the sun, as they say.
But not the same way that you were. No. You were kissed brown. I was kissed red.
Yeah. So, So that was, and then we had another sea day after Cozumel. So that was pretty much the week, you know. We saw some shows. Look, the shows on Carnival are fun. It's more of every show is a review. They'll act like there's a plot. Like there was one show called Soulbound that it was the plot. It was just the whole plot was an excuse to do a review of a bunch of different songs, right? That were really well performed, but there was no point in having there's all this stuff they did around it that it was like, well, that's great, but I'm like, just have a review, just do the songs. Everybody's there to watch the performance. They're not, you know. Anyway, point being, some people dislike the shows or make fun of the shows or say that the performers are subpar, but I got to be honest.
They're not Broadway actors, you know.
Some of them were good enough that they could sing on Broadway.
Oh, yeah, they are good, but, you know, you can't go to a Carnival or any cruise ship, not just Carnival. You can't go on any cruise ship and expect, you know, the performers to be like a Broadway performance. Yeah,
I think what they're looking for with these performers is versatility, because they have to do a lot of shows.
Well, just like
and they have to do different shows, all kinds of different things everywhere on the ship.
But not only do they do shows, like the one guy who was one of the actors in both of the shows that we saw, he was doing our muster station today.
Oh yeah, so, that's right.
You know,
we're like, hey, dude.
They're not just, you know, singers and performers. You know, that is their job on the ship, but then they also have other little things.
But I mean, they are employees of the cruise line, so
they're going to fill in where needed, right?
I think my thing this week that I hadn't noticed before as much, because we don't go to a lot of the shows, but we did more this time, is I gained a lot of respect for those performers, because we saw the same people in every show, right? It's the same cast of people who are running around doing different things. So they might have a show in the afternoon on the midship stage, then they have a show in the evening on the main stage. There's, you know, And they're all different. Every show's different. So they have to learn all that stuff and perform all those different shows. It takes versatility to do that. And I don't know that every type of performer could actually do that. You know? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm sort of defending the shows on the cruise. Even though there's some things that are cheesy or that you might smile at or you might say, oh, gosh, you know. Overall, it's fun. And if you go in there with the right attitude and you go in there looking to have a good time, you're going to have a blast. It's fun. I mean, I don't know. What do you agree with me, or what do you think?
Sure. Yeah, I do. And then, you know, of course, there's your classic Family Feud. You know, that's always a fun show to see.
Family Feud's awesome.
You know, you have different families in every show, and you know, every family is different and have their own, you know, cast of characters and dynamics within their family and how they relate to other people in the audience, and, you know, the answers that they come up with, how they handle pressure, you know, with the answers and stuff. Some of the answers
are so bad. And you always have to say, good answer.
Yeah. And you have to keep from, you know, shouting out the answer that you think it is and all that stuff. So,
yeah,
it's fun. So, another announcement.
Well, a very good day, Carnival
Jubilee
family, and welcome on board.
So they can hear what.
Can begin, I need your attention regarding our self-muster process.
Oh, muster.
All guests must visit your assigned muster stations and check in with one of our team members. If you've not completed your self-muster process, please do so at this time.
You notice the firmness.
Your muster station is indicated on
your voice.
Pass.
They get more firm
6, 7,
the more
and
times
8.
they have to do it.
Once you have checked in at your muster station, I do encourage you to go out and explore this beautiful vessel and all she has to offer. If you're looking to have lunch, head over to Guy's Pig and Anchor located on deck 8 at the back of the ship, or our Lido Buffet located on deck 16 midship. For all our families traveling with kids who will be visiting our amazing Camp Ocean, and those who have pre-registered online, we kindly ask you to go see our youth team located on deck 4 midship to complete the final step. While we are still docked in Galveston and you have phone service, I strongly suggest you download the Carnival Hub app. The Hub app will be your tool for getting around the ship.
If somebody hasn't got the Carnival Hub app, I don't know how they would survive on the ship.
If you need any assistance in downloading the app, the amazing staff from our Pixels Gallery will be more than happy to assist you by cherry on top, deck 6 midship. Whatever you do, get out there, have fun, and we'll see you a little later.
So, yeah, there will be more and more exasperation in the voice of the person. So, I'm back. We just got a gift of snacks. Blueberries, chocolate covered raisins, and cashews. And a letter. It says, Dear guest, on behalf of the entire Carnival Jubilee family, welcome back on board. We are delighted to have you sailing with us again. We hope you make yourselves at home, enjoy our goodies, and get ready for all the fun activities we have planned for you. Our entire team will be working hard to ensure every aspect of your cruise vacation goes smoothly. If there's anything I can do to make your stay more pleasant, please feel free to contact me via guest services. Wow, that's really nice. Lars Jewell, Hotel Director. And this is a nice little gift. I don't know. We didn't get that when we got here on day 1, so I think it's because we're back to back. They sent us a little gift. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
But anyways,
no, but with the announcement, like the closer we get to sail time, the less nice they'll be. They'll be like, look, we can't leave until everybody has checked into your muster station.
Get your butt to your muster station.
And then they'll start naming names, or like they'll say, we have, 50 people who have not checked into their muster station. So, get there now.
Yeah. But anyway, we should wrap this up. It's been 54 minutes and change. If you've watched to this point, thank you. We're just doing this and throwing out tips and tricks and everything we're learning and talking about our experiences, and we'll continue to do that. Although this coming week, I promise you, we are going to do daily updates so that we have more details to give you. But I appreciate all of you watching. We appreciate all of you watching.
We do. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.